The divine light in me recognizes and bows to the divine light in each of you. May this meditation act as a source of comfort and respite in those moments when you might be a little bit lost in uncertainty or sadness. Hi, my name is Desi Bartlett, and I know that intro was a little bit heavy, but these are heavy times, and I grew up in a beautiful lineage in the Temple of Kriya Yoga in Chicago, which is part of the lineage of Yogananda and self-realization. My mother was a disciple of a beautiful teacher named Goswami Kriyananda, and he was the person who gave me my first mantra, my first sound or syllable that I could let roll through the wheels of my mind over and over when I was 6 years old. So that was a long time ago. And what I've found is that meditation has really become like a best friend. She's someone I can call at 3 a.m, freaking out or crying. She's someone that doesn't judge me, that holds my hand patiently and offers love and comfort. So I'd like to invite you to simply cross your legs in any position that's comfortable. Just take a little exhale, a little clearing breath. And I'm going to ask you to please call all parts of your consciousness back to this moment. So any part of your mind that is reviewing the past or creating future to-do lists, you very gently just say, "We're here now. Let's be present." And then anchor your awareness of this present moment in the sound of your breath. So in the same way that you stretch a muscle, try to stretch or elongate the length of the breath cycle. So each inhalation will become a second or two longer than the previous. Do the same with the exhalation. Good. And now feel gravity gently hugging your lower body down towards the earth beneath you. It's like Mother Earth is hugging you close to her body. As you feel your outer thighs and hips just kind of snuggle down a little bit more. The yogis call this apana vayu. It is the downward wind or gravity. And then just feel like everything beneath your navel, everything beneath your belly button is hugging down. And now I'd like to invite you to imagine that everything above that belly button point is rising up. So can you elongate your spine? Can you feel the crown of the head rising up towards this spring sky? And the spring is all about new life. Just imagine you are inviting in that feeling of regeneration, of new life into your body as you sit up a little bit taller, like a king or a queen, with a long and graceful neck. Good. And in the lower chakras, in the lower energy centers of the body, we deal a lot with issues of a strong and stable foundation, creative power, and our inner fire. And all of those have been kind of challenged recently with COVID-19 and chaos and restrictions. So what I'd like you to do is just imagine that as you ground into Mother Earth, it's like she is lifting you and giving you her energy, her strength, her power, and you are feeling strong in your own body. Good. And awaken that creative center as well, that second chakra. It's at the level of the reproductive organs. And this is said to correspond to the color orange. So the root chakra is red, that's what connects us to the earth. The next one is orange. And so perhaps you envision the most beautiful orange that you've ever seen. It's like that burnt orange at the edge of the sky at sunset in Baja in Mexico. And if your creativity has been blocked recently, just imagine that energy center starting to circulate. And there is a fluidity to the center. So if it helps, if you would like to envision something that is moving, that is liquid, and that is still that beautiful orange, sometimes it helps to envision almost like lava. If you've ever seen volcanoes in Hawaii, it's power. And then moving up to the third energy center, Manipura, the city of jewels. And again, this is right around the navel, just an inch or two away from the navel. And this is what the martial artists refer to as your dantian. This is that beautiful sunlight, what the yogis call surya, like Surya Namaskar. In Spanish, it's sol, sun. So it's like that sol is illuminating the space, and your inner light, your inner fire is being stoked by each breath that you enjoy. And so these are the lower chakras, that stability, that foundation, the part of us that's being challenged but can stand in its power. And then slowly allow your attention, your awareness to drift up to the heart space. Anahata, the heart chakra. Anahata means the unstruck. It is this amazingly beautiful, poetic idea of a drum that is being beaten without ever needing to have someone strike it from the outside. The drum beats throughout our lives. It is our constant companion. Feel the drum beat in your heart. And this particular energy center is said to correspond to the color green. It's like a gorgeous emerald green, almost like the Irish countryside. And with each breath, imagine that light in your heart space, that gorgeous emerald-like green, is expanding out in all directions. And just as a side note, I teach a lot of prenatal yoga, and it's interesting to be aware of the fact that pregnant goddesses often perceive this heart space light as pink. So if at any time I'm indicating that there's a certain color, if there's a different color for you, it's all good. This is your body, your energetic body. And I honor and respect all of our individual expressions and differences. And from that green, gorgeous, emerald-like light, we allow the awareness to drift to the throat. And the throat is communication. And you can see when people swallow their words, sometimes there's almost like a a tension in the jaw. So if you've been holding back any communication, whether it's words left unspoken, or maybe you just want to scream or cry sometimes, or profess your love, whatever it is, just let it out. And envision that beautiful center with this gorgeous royal blue opening up. It's like the words can flow out, the messages can flow out whenever you are ready to express them. There's no hindrance, no restriction, just freedom. And then ever so gently allow your awareness to simply drift up to your third eye. And the third eye is said to correspond to a gorgeous indigo. And there are magical times during the day, like twilight and that time just before dawn, when sometimes you can see both of the luminaries in the sky. You can see the sun and the moon. And the sky is like the most gorgeous electric lavender indigo. Try to see that in your mind's eye. So it's like you can see beyond the sense of sight, beyond just what your eyeballs take in. You can connect to the inner vision in your mind. And you can see the beautiful sun and moon, timeless, ancient, constant. Sometimes when I watch the news a little too much, or when I'm feeling stressed, I simply step outside and look at whatever's in the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars, and connect to that feeling of being bright. So let's continue with that and take it up to the crown. The crown is exactly that. It's bright and luminous, and it is said to connect to all that is, whatever word or term or name you use for that. And this color, it's almost like a really light gold. Sometimes when you see paintings of saints, they've got sort of like a golden light, or almost a halo of light around the crown. And it's said that's because they're clearly connected to all that is. See if you can find that in your own body-mind right now. And now envision your entire spine as luminous from the base to the crown. And you have this rainbow of light and energy inside